We back at it. The uncensored, wait a minute, the uncensored Philly Sports Podcast. Let's throw the plug in there. YouTube, Spotify, uh, Twitter, Facebook, all the good stuff, man.
And
You know what to do.
iTunes.
Subscribe, like, share. Show some love. Look, Sixers just lost to the Cavaliers in the overtime game, 109-112. No Tobias Harris tonight. No third option at all tonight. Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid carried the team. Joel with a monster game, 14 points, 13 rebounds, 6 assists. Ben Simmons, 24 points, 8 assists, 7 rebounds. That's the Ben I want to see. I told y'all, if his other stuff drop, I want to see his scoring go up. No Seth Curry tonight. Seth Curry with a miserable 1 for 13, 1 for 7 from beyond the arc. 39 minutes for Seth Curry was about 15 to 16 minutes too long. If you see he's struggling, Doc Rivers, take him out the game. Please. If you see he's struggling, I know he's your son-in-law. You want to show him some love. But if he's struggling, take him out. Put Cork in, put Shake in, put Joe in, put Matisse in, put Maxi in, put somebody else in there that can help this team. Seth Curry did not help this team at all. He actually hurt the team.
It's bad when Ethan calling for Cork Moss.
I don't care who it was.
Bro, listen.
He was missing bad too.
You already know we sit here and we battle and we argue a whole lot about stuff, and nothing that you just said tonight can I debate, because I agree wholeheartedly. And another thing that cost us tonight too is missed free throws. We missed 11 free throws. Like if we're getting to the line, Ben stunk on the free throw line tonight. He wasn't the only one though. Like we just, I don't know. Like, do they? I kind of feel the NBA this year is more about matchups than everything else. And I think for some reason, maybe Cleveland just give us a hard way to go. But there's no excuse. There's no excuse. Without Tobias, we should have still won this game.
Yeah. The other day, I listened to the post-game press conference of Seth Curry, and he mentioned how he felt better when he had set out because of his ankles. He said those 2 days in between is difficult for him to recover. He sees he's waiting for the All-Star break to come. So to me, he's just like a mutt. He's like a dog, like a full breed. He's not like his brother Steph. I think he needs that. Every 2 days is hard for him to recover to play. So I just think Doc should know this and recognize this and limit his minutes during the game, because he clearly is struggling. We know he can shoot. We know in the beginning of the season he was very effective running off screens. He looked really good and we was rolling. But when he had the time off, like that last game, he looked really good. But that recovery, those 2 days, is just brutal for his body. He can't take it. I recognize that he said it. Now Doc and the team, they have to play him accordingly.
I don't think Seth Curry's a starter in the league, to be honest with you.
But I was about to say something to that. That kind of leads to the point that Tim has been making. You're a journeyman for a reason. Like he came here. You haven't been a starter for a reason.
Doc got him paid. Doc got his family and his daughter taken care of. Good. But he I mean, nepotism. I mean, they do it. I mean, I would do it. Anybody probably do it. I'm not knocking him, but
I would have went with Austin Rivers. Now that I'm thinking about it, instead of
he said he didn't want to go with his son because of the what you would see. But Seth is an 18-minute guy.
That's what he is.
He's an 18. I think these 2 main minutes is wearing on his body. He's not a starter in the league. Sixers have to make a move before the trade deadline, or we're not going to see the finals, or we ain't even going to see the Eastern Conference championship. We have to make a move on this team. I don't see Seth Round.
I think we can still get the Eastern Conference, but I think there's no way that we beat. I don't think there's any way we beat the Nets with another thing with 3.5 starters.
Another thing that hurt us this today was them starting Korkmaz. Now, what I would have done is I would have started how they started Mike Scott in the second half. I would have went with Mike Scott because to me, he's more comparable at the power forward position when you're missing Tobias instead of starting Korkmaz in that position because they got away with it because we needed shooting when Seth was out the other game. But for this particular game, I actually would have went with Mike Scott in the starting lineup, which they did in the second half of today's game. And that's when we went on that run, and we pretty much tied it at the end of the third quarter. I think that's what happened. That was the problem to me. They started Korkmaz when they shouldn't have.
You gotta stop with your hate for Korkmaz.
Yeah.
I don't hate him.
You just hate on no. Listen,
I'm talking about as far as matchups. It's all about matchups.
But it's not about matchup. Like who was Mike Scott sticking? Like what did Mike Scott do this game?
He missed both his free throws and he hit his 3-point. Yeah. He had 5 points.
I think he hit his baskets. I think he shot like 2 for 2 and 1 for 1 for 3-pointers. But he missed his 2 free throws. Like was he stopping anybody? Was he blocking anything?
Just the matchup. It worked.
But matchup was they were our guard. Cleveland is mostly guards. Their best players are guards.
But
you got
Mike
Garland,
Scott is a better defender. He's a better defender than Korkmaz.
Y'all got to stop with this. Mike Scott is not a great defender. He's not.
He's a bully.
He might be a little better than Kork, but Korkmaz
maybe a little better.
Korkmaz is a better scorer.
Can't defend anybody.
He's a better scorer than Mike Scott, though. Mike Scott, he could spot up. He's more of a what you love, your stretch for. Mike Scott, he might be able to fill that role a little bit. I mean, he's a streaky, but he can shoot the 3 a little bit. But Shake got to give me a little more too. I was happy.
He started to heat up. He started to heat up in the fourth though. Shake
11 points. Heat up where?
But he played 32 quarter? Minutes and he gave 11 points 39.
No. But what I'm saying, I agree with you. But in the fourth quarter, Shake actually started heating up.
He had one basket.
He didn't get one basket. He was a part of us coming back. Shake was actually making plays with us coming back. But that being said, Shake and Ben, both of them to start the overtime with the turnovers, it's inexcusable. Like I don't know. Did y'all see which we're going crazy?
Sam Cassell when Ben let the ball lay the ball up in overtime. Man, Sam almost lost his mind. He was.
I know I was a little bit irked about Bede with that last second shot. I'm like, go to the basket, bro. Like just drive in and see. Like this one of the moments I want you to try to draw the foul while you're shooting instead of shooting this fadeaway mid-range jumper. I wanted to see Bede attack the basket on that last shot in regulation. But I mean, Bede had 40, so it's like you can't like rip. You can't rip him.
I told you the NBA nowadays you need to somebody to score. You need 3 scorers in the league in NBA today. You need 3 dudes that can score. Who's missing Toby? You pretty much need 4. You need somebody coming off the bench that can do it too in today's NBA. The way these teams score and get up and down the court and shoot the 3. So missing Toby hurt, but we still. I
think you could go with 3. You could go with 3 if you got. Yeah, like you said, if Ben is scoring,
Harden, Irvin, and KD,
right, okay, but you also have, also play defense on the Sixers end too. So that all I'm saying is, if you got Bede, they're still playing. Kyrie seems like he always running from the.
But if the Nets win, we in second place in our division now.
Yep, good. That's what they deserve.
I don't think Nets was down last time I seen. I mean.
Yeah, but they ain't down big. You know how that
it was a tight game. It was like 64.
But it's Harden by itself, though. So you know
Harden plays. Harden, man. No, I can't. I hate on the ball. I used to hate on the ball sometimes how he plays, like for the foul. But that guy plays every game, man. He plays every game hard.
He's the baller. And he rebounds, he shoots, he rebounds, he scores, he passes.
Yeah. He's a
the ball playing tonight. Dude that didn't play against us. What's his name from the Knicks? Porzingis.
Yeah.
Oh, he's actually playing.
He started at center. Yeah. But listen, man, the Sixers. I'm still not. I don't think there's any way that Daryl Morey stands pat.
They can't.
With the team is. It's no way they can't. You're right. So now the only thing is, I guess he's trying to wait to that last minute, like when the deadline coming up, and you got some of these teams that know they're not going to have a chance at winning it, that might be willing to deal like a Levine for draft picks and cap space or
He
even
might
like
wait
Buddy Hield.
he might wait till after the trade deadline is over and wait for the buyout market as well, where teams are just buying out players that they
Listen, you got to make. If nobody's available, you got to make a move for this team. You got to make a move.
I think he's
I'm
going to
sorry.
make one, but I'm not even mad at him. Honestly, I'm not mad at him right now, not hitting the panic button and making a move just to make a move, and then you end up giving up. Like the Sixers, that's the kind of stuff the Sixers kind of used to do before. Like, okay, we just gonna get rid of this, and just bring this in. Like, and then you're sitting there and you making big moves every year, and then you're wondering why now it takes like another 2 weeks or a month in order for the guys to start gelling together. So I really don't. As long as we keep Ben, Toby, and Bede, anybody else in draft picks to me is available to bring in quality, to bring in some quality.
You need quality. You need another quality player at least coming off the bench, man.
We need somebody that can actually create their own shot, like a Sexton. We need somebody that, because he gave it to us today. I mean, they kept coming, and it seemed like they got guards. They got some nice young guards over there.
They do.
That's what I was saying.
They do.
They do.
Yo, what's the name? I don't want to harp on. Ben been playing very, very well, but he is so frustrating sometimes, man.
Why?
This is what he's the Ben Simmons one of the most frustrating, like the three at the end of the game. So frustrating, man.
I knew this was going to come up.
Shoot that during a game, because they give you that all. They give it to you, Ben.
And he hit it, and it's like
so
it was all net.
This guy,
it
was
all
net. Come on, man.
But when he hit it, I ain't gonna hold. When he hit it,
so frustrated. I knew it was going in.
I did
as soon
too.
As he shot, I said, "Watch this go in."
And I was irritated by the game at that point. But then when he shot it and he hit it, I already knew. I was like, "Oh, Ethan is gonna come with this Sean salty."
This was but
it's understandable. I understand. That's what I'm saying. I understand that frustration.
The whole game was frustrating. I was frustrated the entire game. Like that first half.
Basket.
The way I was frustrated the whole game because we could never catch our breath. It's almost like we was fighting uphill the entire game. But I'm just saying, okay, eventually we're going to take over. We clearly are a better team, so it's just a matter of time. First quarter, second quarter, then third quarter, we made our run like finally. So fourth quarter is going to be a blowout. But I got to give it to them young boys over in Cleveland. They kept coming, and that's why the Nets made the biggest mistake by including the ball in that trade. What's his name again?
Yeah, you talking about Jared Allen?
Yeah, Jared Allen.
Listen, I gotta own up to something. Because when Ethan was talking about Jared Allen was making it difficult for Embiid, Jared Allen actually does play Embiid very well. Now, the only thing I will say is, honestly, when you talking about people playing Embiid well, other than Gasol when he was on Toronto, most people like Boston would have Al Horford on them and then send help. Toronto does that same type thing. But Jared Allen makes himself like he was making it difficult for Bede early on. Now Bede started getting them foul calls later on, and when JaVale McGee came in there with his hacking self, but
JaVale still
terrible.
Yeah.
No, JaVale McGee he had a lot of rebounds though. He actually paced.
He did a lot of turnovers too. You see him? You see this guy?
He still has value in the league.
No, the funny part was when he came out and he was doing like the finger roll scoop. Like, who you think you, Dr. J? Like, bro, like get out.
He only got value because he's 7 foot.
Yeah,
but he a rebounder and a shot blocker.
Use what you got.
I'm agree. JaVale McGee is
let me tell you something. JaVale McGee on the Nets, it would be a problem. If you put him on it and you just make sure you tell him, don't shoot that finger roll.
Don't even dribble the ball.
Right.
You see how he turned the ball over dribbling it?
No hurry, but
listen. Let me ask you.
Remember in the third quarter, I think it was the end.
There
of the
you go
quarter.
on Korkmaz again.
But listen,
leave that man alone.
Look at this play. We was about to go up. We was down. I think 1. He got fouled on a 3-point play. So he goes. He's supposed to be like an 85% free throw shooter. He goes to the line, misses the first one, makes the second one. Misses the last one. They grab the rebound and go up, and then they lay the ball up, and then they up by 2 going into the fourth quarter. All the momentum, literally.
But no. See, let's be fair. Let's be fair, and you know I'm a Ben supporter the same way you are, but Ben missed free throws too. So don't I understand you. Stop doing the agenda stuff. You know that we rip media outlets when they come in with the agenda because it's somebody that they hate or they feel some kind of way. So don't do that.
He don't like Korkmaz for some reason.
It's kind of like Ethan with Ben, even though Ben's making him lighten up a little bit.
First of all, I told y'all Ben frustrates me more than I hate him because of nobody could stop him if he didn't want you to stop. He stops himself. Mental block.
He still gave you 21. I don't count the last 3. He gave you 21.
He had a good game.
No,
Ben had a good game.
Don't count the 3. He gave you 21 points.
That's the Ben I want. His shots he thrown at the rim is falling, so he had a good game.
Yeah, he played.
Sexton had a sneaky 28 though.
He's a baller. He averaged 23 on the season
because he was killing.
But it was sneaky. Like
didn't he drop like 60 on the Nets or something like that? What he didn't like 50 or
yeah, he did. He did
on the Nets earlier in the season.
He killed himself.
But tonight his 28. I looked at the box score.
Got all them winners.
28.
Oh no, I knew he did. He the way he kept drift that teardrop, like, and I give it to y'all, like when y'all talk about if Ben only developed, because when we was talking about Maxey with the teardrop, if Ben could develop first of all, you like 6'10", if you could develop that little floater, which he actually for real, he kind of when he came out and he was
that little hook.
Yeah, that hook was cooking a little something. So
and they got the boy named Garland and Okoro. They both killed us too in the game.
That's what I'm saying. They guards. Because you got Seth Curry out there who can't shoot and he can't play defense.
And can't defend anybody. And the thing is, he has a cockiness to him as if he thinks he's better than he really is.
Who?
Seth. You ever listen to post game?
You think? Hold on. Let me ask you this. I know he's hating on. Do you think Seth will continue to struggle like this?
No, I think that he needs to play less. I was sitting. He needs. You talking about somebody being what they call it when you sit people for a while was
bench.
Yeah, no, not bench. Management.
Time out. Load management.
Load management.
He set up for like 2 weeks. I mean, you want to manage.
Every time when he comes back, he plays well. It's just that he can't play them back to backs. I'm telling you.
No, he came back and played well one game, and then he stunk it up for like 2-3.
Wait a minute. Didn't he just miss the last game?
Yes.
No, he played the last game and played well.
He did play well.
Yeah, but what about the couple games before that?
Because he played back 2 games in a row. He can't do every other day.
Listen, if you can't play 2 games in a row, then you're not a professional. Like if you can't ever play 2 games in a row, then you're a bench player.
Seth is like a donut on a car. It's going to get you to where you need to go, but you can't just keep riding that donut. You can't do it.
I agree. I gotta agree with Tim. Was he ever a starter in the league? Was Seth ever a starter?
He started with that's why Dallas. Remember, he was starting with Dallas a little bit last year, and that went nowhere.
No. He actually was balling all right with Dallas. Now with Dallas, the last couple of years, he averaged 26.9 minutes a game.
Okay.
So no, not points.
I'm about to say
with us, he's averaging almost 30 minutes a game.
That's too much.
Yeah. His career, he averages 23 a game.
Yeah,
I agree. He's getting too many minutes, but
he's a bench player. He's a bench player.
He's a role player.
We got to upgrade that. I think we got to upgrade that position.
No, we definitely.
And next year, I think we will.
But
next year, it might be too late.
Yes.
I mean, it's looking like next year is going to be the year.
It's win now, right?
Next year, you don't think we can win now?
I'm seeing a lot of flaws right now. Be honest with you.
You don't think all the other teams have flaws too?
And our starting lineup, though, like Seth to me is not a starter, as we can see.
Yeah.
Can you imagine him going against the likes of Kawhi Leonard? I mean,
right. At least Danny Green can play defense. Seth offers you no defense.
And Danny Green can hit his threes now.
Listen, Danny Green is leading the team with three pointers, and they said Danny Green is leading the league with corner 3-pointers. So I mean, Danny hits. It's just that it gets frustrating because sometimes. But see, if you realize, that's what I'm saying. If you look at players and you realize this is what they are, and you accept what they are, and as long as everybody does their job, you can win. Honestly, the biggest hole in our team right now is Seth Curry. From what we were doing earlier in the season,
the
is
bench
Seth
a little
Curry.
bit too. I'm not sold on the bench. You sold on the bench?
But that's what I'm saying though. Honestly, you won't see that as much with the bench if you have Seth Curry cooking. Like because then you can start like staggering the minutes. You know what I'm saying? Like you'll have Tobias play with the bench more, Ben play with the bench a little more. If Seth Curry is cooking, you could take somebody like a couple of the starters out and have him out. And, like you can rotate it better. But when right now, you have 2 starters who are like, you have Danny Green, who's like a borderline starter, and you have Seth Curry, who should not be starting at all.
That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna give Seth Curry one more game, and then I'm out on that Seth Curry train. This is Seth Curry's last games, right? 4, 15 against Dallas, 12 against Toronto, 4 for 12, 9 against Chicago, 2 for 11. His best game was Houston when he had 25, 8 for 13. Utah, 5 for 10, 11. Phoenix, 10, 3 for 9. Portland, he had 15. He was 6 for 13. He was all right. In Sacramento, he had 22. He's 7 for 13.
He's killing us. Honestly, he's killing us right now.
He came in to do one thing, and that's hit the 3.
The shoot.
At a high clip. And
which he was doing the first few weeks before and see, it's hard for me
when he had fresh ankles.
But this is what makes it hard for me to try to decipher like what's going on, because he was doing that before the whole COVID thing. So I'm like, at first I was thinking like, okay, maybe he's still getting the effects of the COVID, but now it's like y'all, the point y'all bringing up that we're talking about is it too many minutes for him? Is it because of the COVID, or is it because you're not used to playing this many minutes and being productive?
Yes, he's not used to playing those type of minutes.
It might be a combination though. So
maybe you'll get a better quality out of him. Maybe you amp up Shake Milton's minutes and you lower his minutes, and maybe you'll get some better results.
I need more consistency from Shake too.
On this team right now, if you wouldn't do anything else, you said, all right, who would you start over Seth?
I would just play him.
I would think maybe Thibault.
I would keep Steph in the start. If we can't do nothing, I would keep Steph in the starting lineup, but it's 24 minutes a game tops. Sometimes you get more playing less.
See that. But if I had to choose somebody else to start, it probably would be Thibault. Thibault at least he might be shooting the same percentage as Steph is right now. But you know what I'm saying? But Thibault, at least you know what you're getting on defense. You know, he's not going. That's like even toward the end of the game, right? Like we said, they were a guard-dominant team. Why is Seth Curry in this game getting cooked and he can't shoot? Bring in Thibault. Like to Ethan's point, he was saying he was going to rip Doc. Bring in Thibault. Put Thibault in there to play that defense.
I think in the second quarter, too. I mean, in the overtime, too. I wish Ben would have been a little. Did he score in overtime? I wish he would have teched the basket more.
He hit a 3 in overtime. What you ain't seen?
Well, at the end, because because one time in overtime, Ben ran and like he threw the ball so hard it went through the net, and somebody picked it off.
No, that's what I said. That was like our second possession. Shake the play before
then
that.
Take the shot though.
That's when Sam Cassell lost his mind, because after that
plays it. Yeah, Ben had 7 turnovers tonight.
Yeah.
Sam Cassell is probably riding. He probably chewing his mouth.
Shoot the ball. Yeah, you right there.
That's what irked me about the overtime. Our first 2 possessions, you had Shake look like he had a layup and he tried to force it to be. It got stolen. They went the other way and scored. And then you had Ben on the play you saying he coming down. He looked like he's pressing it. And the guy, I don't even think the net really affected as much. Garland knew where he was going. Like it's like they baited him because they knew he was throwing it out to that corner and they jumped it. But a part of that to me might also be because Seth Curry ain't shooting. Nobody's respecting Seth Curry to shoot now.
So y'all think do y'all think that Ben Simmons, not Ben Simmons, but Joel, is he playing against Sabonis on Monday night?
Indiana?
We played Indiana. Yeah, he should. Yeah. We won that game against them. Sabonis didn't play that game though, right?
Joel didn't play that game.
Neither did Sabonis, did he?
Sabonis played.
Did he?
Yeah.
Joe playing.
You sure?
Joe playing.
I think now
all I know is he better play when we play Utah. So if he need to sit down against Indiana, you go ahead and sit down and rest them ankles and stiff back or whatever else, but you need to play against Utah.
This was a frustrating loss for us
It was.
But because right now, and every win is so important because it's going to be brutal. At least they're going to have 8 days off, so Steph should be able to get his body nice and relaxed. Because after Wednesday, they're off until that following Thursday when they come back from All-Star weekend in Atlanta.
Yeah, now that too, I ain't even think about that. Even before we still need to make trades. I think we all agree with that. We need to bring somebody else in. But even before that, we said about how long we giving Seth. I'm giving him after the All-Star break. After the All-Star break, if he comes back and he's still playing trash, he might be worse than Korkmaz.
All right, before we get out of here, question. Is Ben Simmons a front runner for Defensive Player of the Year, or is he the front runner for Defensive Player of the Year?
He's a front runner. But I mean, that's my thing with him is Joel Embiid. I think to make him Defensive Player of the Year is kind of discrediting what Joel Embiid does. I mean, I know that sounds like hate.
Yeah, it does.
But when you have that's like making somebody on Utah Defensive Player of the Year, and you got Gobert behind you.
But no, he sticks the best player on each team. Ben,
I'll say this. It sounds like hate coming from Ethan because of his track record, but I actually understand what he's saying. Because Joel Embiid is a difference maker on defense, and this is one of the reasons. Like when we're talking about MVP status, I think this is what puts Embiid in that MVP above Joker and above Steph. No, I didn't combine their names. Above Steph and those guys, because Embiid plays both ways, and he's dominant on both sides of the ball.
True.
But that being said, Ben Simmons. It's funny he's politicking to get himself. To
sure is.
Yes,
he's definitely politicking for it.
He got people talking about it too.
He do, but I mean, but for real, if you like, he brings it. He brings it on defense every day, every night. So,
yeah, I think he is the front runner though.
I do think he's a front runner. I understand. I agree with Ethan, because you could kind of say that with Embiid as a defensive player of the year too.
Yeah, because Ben is politicking his way for Defensive Player of the Year. We forget what Joel Embiid brings to the floor on defense. You know,
but that's what I loved about this team.
Right, valuable. Right. But Joel Embiid is the backbone to this day. He's the backbone to the defense. Kind of like, remember what Theo Ratliff was when back down with the
2001.
Sixers?
I think they go hand in hand though. I think they go hand in hand, because I also think that when you don't have a Ben Simmons in there, then Embiid has to try to run around and stick everybody. Like you have everybody penetrating from every angle, you know what I'm saying, on the court. So I think them together, that's why I said that was my biggest hope with the Sixers, where you got Thibault, you got Ben, you got Bede, and then you got like Howard coming off the bench. We have quality defensive players, and we could put defensive pressure on teams.
Any interest in Trevor Ariza in the buyout market?
No.
He can shoot.
I used to like his game.
Names.
Yeah.
I said in the buyout market.
What do you average?
He's not going to cost you anything.
What do you average?
It's not going to cost you anything.
What do you average?
I can't remember.
You don't even know. You just heard the name and was like, Trevor Ariza been on playoff teams.
Who's he even played for now?
He was with Houston. Remember a couple of years ago he was with Houston. He
and he went like 0 for 13. Remember he went 0 for 13 from 3 that game?
I pulled up Trevor Ariza. It just say game stats. It's all zeros.
Oh, I think he's out because his kid is like he was doing some child custody battle or something.
The last time he played was 2019.
Okay, never mind. All right, let's stretch.
You got to stop with this name hunting, man.
All right, we out. We're gonna wrap this.
You know what? What's the name? Didn't even play tonight.
Who's that?
Larry Nance Jr. What is he hurt?
I think I heard something going on with him.
Because I think they only had like 8 or 9 players suit up tonight too. They was actually low on men.
That's the second. Remember Portland did that when they had like 9 players and they killed us too.
What did y'all think about Maxey play tonight?
I mean, I for some reason he didn't look to shoot the ball. Maybe I think he feels he's in the doghouse. See, I don't like. My thing is, as a coach, you don't want to crush the spirit of your young players. You know what I mean? And in Maxey, you could tell he feels a little. I don't know. I don't want to use jaded, but he was on a high. Remember, he had 39, and you see he's off his high now. He's putting his place, so to speak.
He's on a championship caliber team, so we have bigger aspirations. So he just got to get in where he fit in.
Now, this is one thing I will say about Maxey, though. I thought and this is why I do like Maxey. I do think he still has to develop, but to me, he doesn't seem like he seems like a good kid. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like he's going to hustle. He's going to try to do what you're telling him to do. Because even on defense, he was scrapping out there, and he was trying to do his part. So I like him. I hope we don't got to give him up to get some kind of help in here for a championship run. I like Maxey.
Next year he needs to come back with a shot.
Yeah,
and he gets to come back with a full preseason and everything else. I'd like to see him with that.
I want him all summer long, and I want him on summer leagues. I want him to be balling, working on his game.
Yep.
Take Ben with him, and then just.
When are you gonna go to Australia?
Oh yeah, because Ben gonna be playing for the his national team, the Australia. Who is it? Is it Thibault with him? Are they both Australians?
Thibault's Australian now.
So one of them is. He has another partner in there. But anyway, we'll be back on Monday.
Monday we play the Kings, right?
Monday we play Pacers.
Then we played. I thought we played. We played the Jazz Wednesday.
Yeah, the Jazz.
That's
Wednesday.
the game I want to see.
Yeah.
And then we go to the break.
Jazz just
wake up. It's a Saturday night. You yawning. It's 10:30. It's 10:30 on a Saturday. You yawning.
I got
that
kids.
must have been a boring pod tonight.
No, Tim just old.
Yep. But anyway, don't forget to like.
Watch some Murder She Wrote.
I know. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to check us out on Twitter, on YouTube, Facebook, iTunes, Spotify. We all over the place. So
we ain't on the gram yet. You gotta get us a gram page.
All right, that's next. That's next. But anyway, the Sixers, unfortunately, they lose in overtime to the Cleveland Cavaliers. Fortunately.
Oh, well, hold on. What's that? Anything on Toby? Any new news?
No, they just said it's a bruise. Like
they said
he an MRI or something.
Yeah, it's a contusion. He had the MRI, no structural damage.
Yeah, no structural.
They said they're going to reevaluate him in 48 hours. All right, ladies and gentlemen,
he good. Let him sit out Monday and bring him back on against the Jazz. I'm good.
All right.